The most powerful god in Norse mythology only had one eye. He gave the other one away on purpose. What could possibly be worth that? Odin is often pictured as the all-knowing king of the Norse gods, wise, commanding, feared. But almost nobody talks about what that wisdom actually cost him. Twice in his existence, Odin gave up something most beings would never risk: his body, his comfort, even his own eye, just to understand the universe a little better. Today we're going to look at both of those sacrifices, what he got in return, and why a god who already ruled everything still felt like he didn't know enough. Long before Odin became the god we picture today, he was already the ruler of Asgard, powerful, respected, feared by enemies. But power was never enough for him. Odin was obsessed with knowledge, and not the kind you could learn by simply ruling longer or fighting harder. He wanted to understand fate itself, what would happen to the gods, to the world, to everything. Beneath the roots of Yggdrasil, the massive tree that connects all 9 worlds, there was a well guarded by a being named Mimir. This wasn't ordinary water. Every drop of it held wisdom, memories, insight, understanding beyond what any mortal or god could naturally possess. But Mimir didn't give that knowledge away for free. The price was one of Odin's own eyes. Most versions of the myth agree on this part. Odin didn't hesitate for long. He removed his own eye and dropped it into the well, and in exchange he was allowed to drink from it. From that moment on, Odin saw the world differently, quite literally missing half his vision, but understanding far more than before. This is why in nearly every depiction of Odin across Norse art and later retellings, he's shown with only one eye, often hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. It's worth pausing on this. A king, arguably the most powerful being in his entire mythology, willingly mutilated himself because knowledge mattered more to him than his own body. That's not a small detail. It's the entire personality of Odin in a single act. But the eye wasn't Odin's only sacrifice. There's a second story, arguably even stranger, where Odin goes even further. At some point, Odin decided he needed to understand the runes, the ancient symbols believed to hold magical power over fate, healing, and even death itself. But the runes weren't just lying around waiting to be read. According to the myth, to learn them, Odin had to hang himself from Yggdrasil, the same world tree connected to Mimir's well, for 9 full days and 9 nights. He didn't just hang there passively. The myth describes him pierced by his own spear, given no food or water, a complete act of self-sacrifice, offered to no one but himself because there was no one higher to offer it to. He was already the highest. For 9 days Odin suffered in that position, staring down into the darkness below the tree, until finally on the 9th night the runes revealed themselves to him. He screamed, grabbed them, and fell from the tree, now carrying knowledge that no other being possessed, the secrets of magic, prophecy, and fate itself. This wasn't a gift handed to him. It was something he tore out of the universe through pure suffering. And once he had it, he became not just a king, but effectively a sorcerer god, able to bend fate, heal wounds, raise the dead, and see into the future, all because he was willing to endure something almost no one else would. With this hard-earned wisdom, Odin surrounded himself with symbols and companions that reflected exactly what he'd sacrificed for. two ravens. Hugin and Munin, whose names roughly translate to thought and memory, flew across the 9 worlds every single day, returning each evening to whisper everything they'd seen directly into Odin's ears. In a way, they extended his vision far beyond what even his one remaining eye could see. Odin himself admitted he feared losing Munin more than Hugin. Losing memory frightened him more than losing thought itself. Alongside the ravens, 2 wolves, Jerry and Freki, lay at his feet, fiercely loyal, said to eat the food set before Odin at feasts, because Odin himself required only wine to survive another small detail suggesting he was never quite like the other gods around him. From his throne, Lidskjalf, Odin could see into all 9 realms at once, watching everything happening across the entire cosmos. And when he wanted to walk among mortals unnoticed, he disguised himself as an old wandering traveler, a hooded, one-eyed stranger with a staff, testing the hospitality and character of the humans he met along the road. Every one of these details points to the same obsession. Odin was never satisfied with ruling. He needed to see, hear, and know everything, and he was willing to pay in pieces of himself to get there. Odin's story has outlived Norse civilization itself, and it's not hard to see why. Unlike many mythological rulers who are simply powerful because they were born that way, Odin's power came from sacrifice, from choosing pain and loss in exchange for understanding. That idea has echoed through centuries of storytelling, art, and modern pop culture, where wise, one-eyed, all-seeing figures continue to appear again and again, often without audiences even realizing the reference traces back to a Norse god who tore out his own eye for knowledge. Halls like Valhalla, where fallen warriors were said to feast until the end of the world, remain some of the most recognizable images from any mythology. Norse or otherwise, maybe that's the real reason Odin still resonates. He represents the uncomfortable idea that real wisdom always costs something, and that the wisest figures aren't the ones who had everything handed to them. They're the ones who gave something up to get there. If Odin's sacrifices surprised you, follow the channel. Every week we dig up the part of the myth history left out.